Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host, and in studio with me, Q Money Magic Man. What's happening, Q?
A beautiful day, even though it's raining and cold.
Man, that's all right, though. It's gumbo weather.
Absolutely.
But as we discussed, all weather is gumbo weather. You put your potato salad in it. You don't put your potato salad in it. You don't even eat potato salad. It don't matter. It's gumbo weather.
Amen.
And you know who else likes gumbo?
Who's that?
Those fine American workers over there in Acadiana at C-Safe. Go check them out, csafe.com, S-E-A, just like the ocean. Hey, guys, well, we're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. I want you to go check us out at Rumble, rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on my X page, at Josh Guillory USA, and shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. Thank you, guys, for joining us each and every day. We have such a wonderful show. So many things to talk about. But then right as I was walking in, me and Joe Cunningham, who follows this show, check him out, The Joe Cunningham Show on KPEL. Man, he got me all fired up. So there is the Ten Commandments law in Louisiana that, is going to be posted on all the schools and things like that, the classrooms outside of, I believe, a few parishes. And, the argument now is, oh, that's good. That's right. Yeah, so the argument now is, and I think it always has been, this is really secular. Or this is just historical. The Ten Commandments are just historical. No, they're not. No, they're not. And I'm very passionate about this. And to make an argument for political reasons, I hope there's a legal way that they stay up. That's my position. I hope there's a legal constitutional way for them to stay up. That's my position. But what I don't want, and what's really got me just really fired up today, guys, and maybe I'm on an island, that maybe I just need to chill out, but I just don't like don't lie to us. Say it. Yes, it's religious. It's my religion. I own those values. I'm bringing them to the legislative process. I can defend those values secularly, but I am not for a moment going to pretend that these are not God's laws. Now, strike it down if you want, but don't lie to us, and don't lie to the court. Don't lie to the court. That's my opinion. But man, don't even put your human fingerprints on sacred law. Own it. We all know why the Ten Commandments are going on in the classrooms is because a large majority of us want them there. I don't know if it's going to pass constitutional muster. I quite frankly don't know how it will. For all the reasons I just said. But to lie and to pretend, jeez. I'm going to open up the phone lines only on this topic. What do you think? Own it, but don't pretend. Don't pretend and say, all right, this is secular. Well, oh no, I'm doing it for historical reasons. Well, wow, man. First of all, you're not. You're not. And I gave you the benefit of the doubt when I just described this, that we all want it, that we all want it. And that's true. And that I gave you the benefit of the doubt, politician, that you were in that collective we, but you're not. You're using it. And then you're lying about how you're using it. Own it. Own it. Most of us agree with the Ten Commandments. So you passed a legislative act that codified it. Basically, own it. Well, I guess that didn't fire anybody up. Nobody took me on. All right. I got some other stuff, though. What do you think on it, though?
I think that the Ten Commandments are the fundamental basis of Western civilization's laws.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think they should be in classrooms. I think
Yeah.
they should be posted everywhere, especially in our courts and our legislatures.
That's what I'm saying.
But in order to do that, laws and things have to change.
Yeah.
And if there's no clear path to that, then I question motives.
Exactly. You know there's not a clear path, and the way that you're trying to make this a clear path is disingenuous.
Exactly.
You heard my position. I want them up there. I want them up there in a constitutional way. So lay that path out and argue that. Because the Attorney General has been on this show, and she argued, and it wasn't any, well, it was in the beginning stages. I got to be true to everybody. You know, there was some of this secular histories talk, okay? Maybe I should have hit on it earlier. I didn't. Something happened today. I don't know, something, and Joe was such a nice mood. I'm still in a nice mood. It just has me thinking. It just got me thinking. Because you have to, we can't say we're constitutional, you know, but being constitutional and honoring the Establishment Clause does not make me less of a Christian. I promise you that. Upholding or violating the human-made Establishment Clause doesn't mean anything in the kingdom that we serve, or will serve, or know eventually. So, not to get on a high horse, that was my take on it. But hey, I just keep fighting, Louisiana. I love the fight. I just don't, man. I just think that everybody knows what's going on, and these judges. So right now it's below. We lost. The state lost. We did. We lost at the district court level. We lost at the appellate court level, the federal Fifth Circuit, on a panel, the regular appellate process. Well, now the entire Fifth Circuit is hearing this case. It's en banc, and I butcher that all the time. En space B-A-N-C.
I always called it bank.
Yeah. Bring it to the en bank. I like it. But that's the whole, that is, and look, you got some conservatives on that panel now. You got some, I guess, not conservatives either. I'm going to leave the name out because I want to respect the law and respect the process and respect this particular judge. But there is one that I know. If there is a he knows the Constitution, or she, and if there is a legal way to make it happen, I'm telling you, we at least will have a path. It might be in the dissent. That's my thing. That's my thoughts. And I could be way wrong on that. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back, and I can't wait. You may be asking yourself, what am I going to eat? Well, let me give you a suggestion. Go visit my friends at Préjean's. Tim Metcalf and his crew, all of them, they are ready to serve you. Préjean's.
Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
My dad and I were always close, but some things we just didn't talk about, like his will. After he was gone, we found out he didn't have one, and it created a lot of stress during a time of grief.
Creating a will can be hard to think about, but avoiding it can lead to greater difficulty for the people you love. That's why Trust and Will makes estate planning simple. Create a will online in as little as 30 minutes.
Now, I have a will in place to make sure my loved ones are protected. With Trust and Will, it was easy and affordable, and I got peace of mind knowing my wishes are clear.
Trust and Will. Get 20% off when you visit trustandwill.com/plan. That's trustandwill.com/plan to get 20% off. trustandwill.com/PLAN.
Does your company have roll-off dumpsters? Smash My Trash is a game changer. They make waste management a breeze. never been easier or more cost efficient. Join the Smash Revolution today and take control of your trash. Visit smashmytrash.com or call 888-99-SMASH to schedule your
Smash.
Smash.
Wonderful engagement. Some of these guys, man, I love them. The trolls are out on the TikTok. Go check us out, man. Y'all can go engage with them. See if they have any thoughts. This one right here. Do you have a job? Anyway, again, thank you. If you knew the engagement.
and do you have any actual medic training, or did you just assume the label?
Well, it's all good.
Some-
It's all good. Hey, but I appreciate it, seriously. And if you have, honestly, I'm gonna meet you where you're at, medic girl. Oh, well, I won't meet you where you're at. I'll try to bring you where I'm at. If you have a thought, seriously, if you have a real thought, like a grown-up objective thought, put it on there. Put it on there. You see what I'm saying? Oh, Amy, yes, my girl, Amy Boyd Robinson. Yes, Amy, come on, bring it. Bring it, girl. You got this. Come on. So our local trolls are on TikTok right now, but I love it because if they only knew how much they help us with engagement, man. But look, Amy, I do know this. You are smart. Seriously, you are a smart lady, and I don't know why you hate me so much, but I'll tell you this, deep down inside, I bet you we agree more than we disagree. But you choose to use your talents this way, and that's okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following me. Thank you for all the thoughts. Put those thoughts in an objective way. Try to use your tools. Anyway, what's up, my Rumble folks? YouTube. Oh, man, I got to wrap up. I was having fun. All right, we're going to wrap up this commercial in about 25 seconds, guys. Stick around. We'll be right back. All right, guys, stick around for this little segment because let me tell you, I cannot wait. All right, there we go. Might want to pull up my notes here. That might help me, huh? I can't remember all that. But I will tell you this. Washington, my dear friends, Washington is doing what Washington does best again. Turning a real problem into a little leverage fight. A little daring voters not to notice. I'm telling you, you are going to want to hold on to this. Let me see you over there at rumble.com, man. I can't wait to see you. All right. So the House right now is staring down a January 30th shutdown deadline. Oh, no, Quentin, it can't be another deadline.
Didn't we do this?
I thought so. Deadline. Don't tease me. Well, we messed up last time. We had the opportunity. We had folks like Joni Ernst, senator from Iowa, that had $2.1 trillion that she said, and then my fellow Republican. And she said, 2.1 right here. All you have to, well, Joni, senator, file the bill. Drop the bill on Capitol Hill, my dear friend. Well, Joni's she did drop her egg labeling bill.
And the study of government waste.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Can we start with not dropping a bill to cut 2.1 trillion? But this is where I know we can find common ground, though. Seriously, Democrat, Republican, Green Party, Alien Party, I don't care. Martian Party. There were some functions of government. Like we can agree on this. there were some functions of government that nobody noticed was shut down. I don't know what they are, but I know that it exists. And if we give 5 minutes of objective research, you'll find it. But there are certain functions of government that were not missed. Can we at least agree to cut that? Just cut that. Start with that. And then you carry on. Then you build from there. Then you find common ground. And look what you're doing for generations. You're teaching generations ahead that there is more to agree with than disagree. I don't know why we're in this like 30, 20-year phase. I still think we got 10 or 15 years, where we have a lack of thought. It's 100% just, I don't know. I'm not going to say emotion. It's just, there's something there. But it's the culture. But we could do things like right here, right now. Find common ground. There's plenty of it. All right, so here's what's really happening, okay? Because, well, first, let's go back to that little shutdown deadline, all right? So the flashpoint, as we knew, would be, and boy, how timely is this? It's all about ICE. It's all about DHS funding. But specifically, it's about ICE. Now, you would think, no biggie. We have a president that wants to fund that. We have Republicans that want to support him. Now, whether they agree with him or not, you never know. But they'll support him. But you would think, but maybe not. There might be some folks in my own party, which I love, in my own party that might be, I don't know, not agreeing, but saying they are. That's the problem. Be who you are. Be you. You be you, man. Be you. All right, so progressives say the bill doesn't go far enough to restrain ICE. You would expect that, all right? That's some people believe that. Some Republicans, though, say it doesn't go far enough to let ICE do its job. All right. Now, there is one provision we'll talk about that I definitely think needs to, or at least needs to be eliminated from this bill. And we'll talk about it. But I have to tell my fellow Republicans, too. We have preached for years to enforce the laws on the books. The president has said, President Biden said he needed legislation. President Trump ran on immigration, as you may know, and he said we just need to enforce the laws. I agreed with him then. I agree with him now, and I think this is posturing. But it's all posturing, and we have better things to do. Or maybe we don't, which leads me to another tangent on term limits and maybe can we pay you not to go to Washington? If you have nothing else to do, can we at least pay you not to hurt us? If you're not going to help us, at least don't hurt us. And I'm talking about the country. Some of these this big government thing, I know me and my fellow Republicans, we love to say, oh, stop that big government. But some of us, not all of us, actually most of us Americans wouldn't do what some of my fellow Republicans have done. But some of them, most of them in good faith. Most of them want to help the situation. Just like with that whole National Guard thing, good intentions. Yeah, I don't want crime either. But if I don't want the federal government to have that power more, that's something that you won't ever get back. And yeah, you might like it when it's enforcing your policies. Can you imagine if President Biden would have worked with Governor Edwards in Louisiana, both Democrats, and used the National Guard to enforce COVID protocols? They tried that. Governor Walz took it to the next level. We've never covered that. If you, Google some of that stuff. Talk about freedom. Yeah. So I'm just saying there are some things that we need to discuss and be aware about. Be aware about. That's a good way of saying it. Yeah. All right, but let's talk about what's actually happened. Like I said, bigger picture here. The bill that we're discussing in the House is a part of a larger spending package, funding DHS, funding the Department of War/Defense. Still confused on it. I like the title, Defense. War. I think our batting average was higher when we had a Secretary of War. I didn't see us getting into any long-term, endless fights and wars under the Secretary of War. And like I've said before, if it's good enough for George Washington, it's good enough for me. But I believe there might be some issues if they don't codify that executive order by legislation. But I could be wrong. We'll see. We'll see. That's my initial gut. But yeah, bigger spending package here. DHS, Department of War. You got the Department of Education in there. That should be interesting if you want some cuts. You got wonderful teachers on the local level that could use pay raises. I'm just saying. You got wonderful teachers that, I'm talking boots on ground teachers that really could use a great pay raise. And that might be I think it's $238 billion, something like that in that department. That's a start. I think you could run that department with 20 people. I'm not being facetious either, and I think that's 10 more than I need. I mean, here's a national, like, bare bone minimum. Like, we know we have to be at this reading level. We know we have to be at this, like, math level, science, things like that. And then, hey, states, do your thing. Do your thing. You want to educate on what you want to do? You want to teach CRT? Teach it. Don't teach it. Don't teach racism in my state. But if you want to preach racism, go preach racism in your state. But once the federal government starts determining what racism is, once we let the federal government determine anything, it's determined by humans. And humans have thoughts. Humans have opinions. Humans have their own values. But government only knows power. And the federal government only knows power. When the people on the extremes, when their values are in the federal government, it's real easy. It's not them. All of us have extreme values at some point or passionate about. And when our person's in office and is using the federal government's mighty, mighty weight that it has, that we've given it needlessly, dangerously, it feels good. But it won't feel good because that power's not going to leave. It won't feel good when the next person comes in that's not sharing maybe our values. And our founders were brilliant in that regard. Yeah, we evolve. We should evolve. And we evolve with the times, and we evolve with the needs of the country. But the basic principles on how we address those needs should have never been changed and should not change. And we should go as far and as aggressively as we possibly can towards empowering local governments and state governments to make the decisions that best reflect the needs of the people that they are blessed to serve. Blessed. It is a blessing every day to serve the public if you have that opportunity. It's great. All right, guys, we got to take a tiny little break, but man, I can't. Hey, my little trolls on TikTok, y'all call in 232-1542. I want the rest of the world to get to hear your lovely voices. Hey, that's real Sha. Or am I live? Hey, what's up? That's real Sha. Late but never forgotten, my friend. Late but never forgotten. All right, guys, we're in a tiny little commercial break.
I will be right back.
You got it. See, I told you Amy was nice. She said she was picking too. I've defended you. And what's funny is I keep looking in the microphone like that's who I'm talking to. It's this one, right?
It's this one.
All right. There you go.
Amy is one of the smartest, principled people
Yeah.
I have known in politics.
Yeah.
Consistent in her principles,
Yes.
consistent in her language.
Yes.
We just disagree a lot.
And I don't know if we disagree a lot. I bet you.
Actually, probably agree more
Yes.
than we disagree.
Absolutely. 100. 100. My new friend Medic, you never know. She said, he or she, I don't know how you identify, but I'm trying to meet them where they're at. I identify science now, but I'm just saying. But is he running for something good? You never know. Tell you what I ain't running for. Does it look like I am? I don't know. Who knows? So that's real Shad. She says, he says, as long as it does not snow. You don't want the snow? Do you guys want, hey, TikTok, y'all want the snow? What y'all want? Here in South Louisiana, to our wonderful audience outside of this great state, yeah, we got snow last year. That was crazy. I heard some folks describe it as a blizzard. I don't know what my boy or my gents and gals, the weather folks. I don't want to single out one. There's so many good ones. But I heard it was described as a blizzard. Is that what y'all heard? All I know is Jamie and I were walking outside in it just like everybody else, and it really started to come down. So we'll see. Robert D. Yeah, I see. Spoken by a man who has served in some government situations. Yeah, he says, much rather snow than ice. I agree. Tom Brady says that the snow, the tuck rule game or whatnot, he says the snow, that's what I'm saying. That's real shit. He said the snow's makes it a little more grippy. Like you have better grip. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But I don't plan on throwing the football. I would, but my son's in college, and if he would come in, I would definitely throw. I'd love that. Cherish every moment. And on a side note, speaking of Tom Brady, and speaking of Drew Brees, the great Drew Brees, the great Tom Brady. Let's see, Stafford's getting up there. But he's not, I don't think, he might be 40 now. I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, I just turned 43. Now, I never claimed to be an NFL athlete. I couldn't even imagine what it would take to maintain a human body that many seasons to play. Now, quarterback has evolved. It's not nearly what it was. And Tom Brady will tell you that when he got into the league versus when he was getting out, shoot, they almost had like a bubble. But I was saying I'm 43 and I can't even imagine getting up. I'm good for one play. I'm telling you, Toby Keith sang about it. I ain't as good as I once was, but I am as good once as I ever was. Come on now. Put me in, coach. One play. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on rumble.com. Let me see you over there. All right, yeah, That's Real Shaz says Donald Trump solved global warming last year. Well, all right. See? Snowing. It's cold. Gulf of America. I have no clue if that had anything to do with it. Do y'all think it's going to stick? Y'all think the Gulf of America is going to stick?
I think it will.
You think? Why?
It's a cool name, and it's geographically, it's the proper name.
I think it would take one more Republican administration or one more president that would be okay with it. Because once you go through two different administrations and nothing happens, it's kind of like, all right.
This is the way it is.
Yeah, they didn't change. Kind of like, hey, I don't know, maybe 8 years would be enough. Because if you think about it like Obamacare, he needed, I forgot which term he pushed it in. It had to have been the first one, huh?
I believe it was the first term.
Yeah, because he was talking about Romney in Massachusetts and how they used his model.
Yep.
Wow. Interesting. Hey, but you know what, though? I ain't mad at Romney if he did that. Now, again, I might have some questions on policy and how it's going to work and the fiscal measures and choice and market and all that stuff. But I ain't nearly as mad at a governor and a legislature making decisions based on the local electorate wanting that. Go for it. This is a republic.
It's the way the system was meant. It's a perfect experiment for one state at one time.
Yeah. You know how easy it is to change that if it's broken? Very easy, because, man, those legislators go back to their place, and they have jobs, they have families, they got friends.
Now, if we added it in Louisiana, we'd probably put it in the Constitution, so it would be harder.
Oh, my God. We need to, you know what you need to repeal and replace, but you got to be careful, because even that process can mess it up. And Moon has covered this in the morning here in KPEL, has covered this in detail, and I don't claim to know as much about it as he does. But I do understand that the process in which you call a constitutional convention is very, very serious, and how you do it is very serious. And if you're not careful, you could end up with a worse product than you have. So you got to be careful. But one thing I hope everybody remembers is the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Everybody knew that. So amending it should be very cautious. You should be very, very slow to do that. And especially don't build in entitlements into your Constitution, because then it's almost impossible to get rid of them. And not faulting anyone. If you're the one genuinely relying on the benefits, and you have to take that in consideration, you look at it differently than someone that's frustrated on wasteful government spending and who is not in your situation. It's easy to do that. I get it. So you balance all those things. But we can still recognize a truth. And a truth is the way in which we've treated our state constitution has gotten us into some trouble. We have used it as a glorified book of statutes. Laws, regular laws, instead of the supreme law of the land. The federal constitution, written September 17th, 1787, enacted, ratified, all in effect, 1789. That's not yesterday. I mean, that's quite a hot minute. It's been amended 27 times. And the first 10 came at once. So really 18. That we could, and even that's too many, because I'm not saying that in general, because it's 27 amendments, but we did flirt with using it as a book of statutes. I'll give you two examples. Prohibition's one. No need to be in the Constitution. No need. And they repealed it. Or we repealed it. We repealed it, good. And then the income tax. Why is that there?
I didn't realize that was.
Well, the amendment, I forgot which one, 17 maybe? I can't remember. One, if I'm way off, we'll look it up. I'll fact check. Don't quote me. I'll fact check myself. But yeah, there's an amendment that opened the door for the income tax. And it was, and to my knowledge, under false pretenses, of course, we got to fund something. And now half the federal government's revenue, 49%, I believe, is income tax. And what's so frustrating to me when you bring up, well, just eliminate the income tax. I want to explore that. I really do, responsibly. But all I hear is, well, then we'll have to replace it with a value tax, or we'll have to replace it with tariffs, or we'll have to replace it with. Why do you have to replace it? How are we operating before the income tax? Go to that. That's why I keep saying here, and I'm just using it as an example. I ain't running for this seat ever again. But when I was in office, which I am not running for, print it, bold. But when I left, we had a $707 million recurring budget. It really was lower than that because we still had ARPA dollars that we didn't spend, despite what some people say. Now, we have an $803 million local budget here in Lafayette. Wonderful. The economy, I don't know how it's going, but yeah, okay? It was hot and heavy. All we have to do is go back to the $707 million version, because you still got about $50 million in there, about $30 million in there to play with. Then you can do all you can, I wouldn't do the City Hall renovation. But man, you could do Brown Park Phase 2. You could finish Homewood and put like recreation stuff around there. You have enough money to program it out. You can get local groups involved. I'm only saying this because there's other cities out there, and we all live somewhere, either in a county or a parish or a city or a town, a village. There's a government somewhere locally that impacts us all at some level. And it's real easy for it to grow. There's $100 million in Lafayette more than there was last time in the local government, recurring. Now, what government folks will tell you is, well, it's complicated. Oh, it doesn't work like that. Well, let me tell you how it works. There's always a legal path to appropriate public funds or give it back, okay? It's either through legislation or you amend the charter. Why is that hard? Does anybody think that's hard? No. Oh, you want to argue? Well, half of it's with the utility system. Okay, well, cool. Go do great things. You're building a new plant. I don't want to get too into details, but yeah, there's some money that you could save on bonds if you just go and use the money there. What are you doing? You buy more trees? I love trees. If you cut the recurring budget, you can get some more. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back, and I can't wait. What's up, my Rumble crew in the hizzy? Let me see how my trolls are doing over here. Let me see what y'all were cooking in the segment. Let's see. Ooh, Medic Girl, yeah. She says, hey, Medic Girl, I'm going to answer that question for you. Where do you live, though? If you tell me where okay, you don't have to tell me I don't want your address. Tell me what parish you live in, and I'll answer it. It doesn't even matter if it's Lafayette Parish. I am just curious. Tell me where you live. She says, didn't you close most of the parks on the north side? Where you live, Medic Girl? What parish? I have to know this. No answer. Only bold when I'm on live. I wish you'd call in. I bet you got some good ideas. Medic Girl, MBFL. I'm telling you, there is good within you somewhere. I promise you. All over the place. Good all over the place. Focus on that. I don't know where you live. She goes, you know where I live, Josh. I have no clue who you are, Playgirl. I mean, jeez. Or boy, I don't know.
I mean, we don't want to mislabel someone.
Yeah, I don't want to mislabel you. Do you identify as a girl or a boy? Jeez. I don't even know who you are. I mean, no offense. I mean, I'd love to know who you are. I mean, I'm asking you.
From Robert Benoit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Robert D. Benoit, Chief of Staff, thank you. Tell her you funded 2 parks on the north side to the tune of $30 million. She'll never accept it because she don't want the truth. She don't want the truth. Anyway. You won't answer the question, but I'll answer yours. I closed 0. Now I did make the decision, but no, it was my decision to close 4 rec centers, and within hours I retracted that decision. That was a horrible decision, but tough times financially during COVID, fiscal impact, looking at crazy, hey, but I had great council members that called me, had a good staff, we regrouped. No rec center was ever closed. But yeah, I made that decision. I quickly retracted it.
To me, that's the important part is you got feedback.
Oh, yeah.
Reevaluate it.
Yeah, you can't know everything.
Right. I mean, if you would have gotten all the feedback and then maybe stayed the course, I could understand frustration. But whenever you take feedback and do something useful with it, to me, that's the way the system is supposed to work.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, I got to wrap up. Doggone. Medic Girl, keep talking noise in the break. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble. Go check us out, rumble.com, the Josh Guillory Show. Hey, let me tell you about my friends over there at C-Safe. Hey, when strength matters, when custom matters, when failure's not an option, go visit my friends over there at C-Safe. C-Safe delivers. C-Safe FRP products, they're engineered to resist corrosion, reduce maintenance, outlast the competition in the harshest environments. From offshore platforms, wastewater treatment plants, everywhere in between, C-Safe, their products are American-made, yes, and manufactured right here in Acadiana by American workers. C-Safe, check them out. csafe.com, S-E-A, just like the ocean, just like the Gulf of America. Or Mexico. America. I'm going with America.
I'm going with America.
I'm going with America. I am. But I am curious. Will it last? Will it last? I think it takes one more administration just to tell everybody it's okay. Just say, it's okay. It's okay. Whoa, look at that. That is interesting. All our Rumble folks saw that. Anyway. All right, so let's talk about wow. Let's talk about something else that's kind of brewing out there, and you already know about it, and that's this funding package. Man, I don't know where they're gonna land on all this. We knew this when they passed the previous minibus, not omnibus, minibus. Okay. A miniature omnibus. Hey, I got a word for y'all if y'all want. Now, this is going to be new to Washington. These guys, at least, not some of them. I got a cool word. All right, you ready for this one, Q? It's going to be good. It's going to blow your mind, though, man.
What's that?
We don't need to use omnibus. We don't need to use minibus. We don't need to use any of the... I got one word. Budget. Have we thought about passing one? These concurrent resolutions drive me insane. I know it acts like one, but does it really? Debt ceiling. That's not a budget, guys. That is a totally different thing. These guys get it. I got to go to my man, Mr. Blue Wave, man. I just got to. I hadn't heard from him in a while. Mr. Blue Wave, every time I say Gulf of Mexico, I think of you, and Gulf of America, I think of you. What's happening?
Whatever.
That's true. What you got?
Hey, another thing, that sea safe, you need to add something to it. Sea, you're on the sea, you're safe, and riding the blue wave 2026.
No.
That's sea safe.
No. Oh, all right, Mr. Blue Wave. Hey, look, you know I love you. I appreciate it. I hope you're wrong, Mr. Blue Wave. No. I need that to be a red wave, not no blue wave. But it's true, yeah. We need to. I think he's right. We do need to amend our thoughts on Sea Safe here, on our way we present that wonderful company. Let's go to Renee. Renee, what's happening, baby?
Yeah, the name of Gulf of America, that's a lesson. Mexico used to be larger, but it had no control over its immigration population. And look what happened during the Mexican-American War. They lost all kind of territory. That's a lesson from us. If we do like the Mexican nation, we too gonna get all broken up and have a little bit of America after the day is over with. A lesson in history.
Hey, well said. Thank you, Renee. Yeah, Mexico's territorial claims are quite interesting as far as a map, how they expanded and they. I keep saying I feel bad. I'm telling y'all, Warren, I'm coming to you. I feel bad. I'm telling y'all, I got this Catholic guilt going on, man. I feel bad. We took all that land. The U.S.-Mexican War, I think we should give a little back. And I'll just say just a little. And it's just Southern California. You give them Southern California. We are keeping Northern California. You guys can keep it. Warren, let's go here to Warren. What's up, Warren?
Well, a lot of them Democrats, they still suffering from that blue wave getting flattened by that red tsunami. They still suffering with blue butts and red rectums. But we loving every bit of it. They're going to be really upset when they find out that Melania is going to be the first female president. They gonna just not know what to do with themselves. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Warren. I appreciate you. Well, unless Melania was born in Indiana, she ain't going to be the president. But I hear you, though, Warren. I hear you. Classy lady. Big. I don't think she gets enough credit for her position, but also her efforts to on anti-bullying. I think she's doing a great job of that.
I agree.
You know, it's a thing, especially with the new age, you know. Kids are, hey, you know, different times, I guess. But look, when we get back, though, I want to continue this discussion on this funding the government and about this bill that's in the House, because we have some of my fellow Republicans that are maybe saying one thing, but quietly in the trenches, just making it. Maybe their actions look different than their words. I don't know. I'm telling you, we bring back these campaign conservatives, whoo, boy, we're going to be all right. And when we really dive into this, we may, if we have time, possibly trip upon the notion that we have, or the fact that we have a very slim majority, us Republicans. Very slim. And it could be one seat not as slim. I wonder what state did that. All right, guys, stick around. Tiny little break when we get back. Man, I can't wait. Hour number 2 is going to be great. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are also broadcasting live on KPEL. Let me go check you out over there at KPEL. Let's see here. Hey, man, thank you there, K. Stacy. First time on Rumble. Love the show. St. Gabriel, Louisiana. Man, that's some pretty places over there. Thank you. We appreciate you. All right, guys. Hey, shout out to all of our viewing audience, KLFY Plus, and all the streaming efforts out there and platforms. We certainly appreciate you. All right, here. Let's see. Let's dive back into this. So there is a bill on Capitol Hill. It is in the House, and it's talking about funding. And we want to fund the rest of the government. Remember, we had a small little tiny omnibus, minibus, a couple months ago or a month ago, or earlier this month, excuse me, I apologize. Seems like so much more long ago. Now, at that time, it was pretty predictable. That the big fight was a-coming. And it was going to be about ICE. Now, what we didn't know was all this was going to happen in Minnesota and all these other places. Well, really just a few. But really there. That is interesting. Now, some on the far left say, nope, the bill that passed the House, they hate it. It doesn't go far enough. Some say that. Okay, cool. You know. Oh, look at this, though. Don't worry about this, though. Ilhan Omar, she's on it. Don't worry about it. She says she won't vote to give ICE a single cent. And I would just say, well, hold on. You hadn't had a chance to earmark it yet, which she's good at. What if ICE stood for some kind of like nonprofit that was in Minnesota? You don't know that. See, that would be as genuous as the calling the Ten Commandments a secular bill. It's not. Own it, though. Own that, too. Own it. And I hope there's a constitutional way to keep it. But that's just my personal opinion. Some Republicans say it doesn't go far enough. They want a few more avenues where different agencies have flexibility and they can share information. See, all of this is, to me, though, you know all the talking points. To me, what stands out and what matters is what some Republicans are saying quietly. Tim Burchett says he's still deciding. Scott Perry says it can be improved. Okay. Andy Harris is flagging a real issue. Data sharing between, this is what I was saying earlier, between DHS and HHS on unaccompanied minors is restricted in this bill. Now, I don't see how that helps anybody. That would seem to me would make it harder to track kids and protect them from trafficking and abuse. But it goes back to my question earlier. Why do we even need to attack this? Why fund the department and take all that other stuff out? The only thing we should be talking about is what is the budget? Or what are the appropriations? Because it ain't no budget. It should be a budget, but it's not. And it's not because we can't do a budget. We have a unified government, all in the same party. We choose not to. And that is disturbing to me. Something that we can avoid. But that's okay. So, Republicans spent years. This is the thing. Our party, we spent years saying border chaos puts children at risk. I'm just saying, okay? If we pass a bill that makes it harder to share data on those very kids we're trying to protect, some say we undermine our own argument. And it's kind of easy to see how someone could argue against that. Actions, words, actions. So this is where, my fellow Republicans, we need to stop thinking like a coalition manager. We need to start thinking like a governing party, and you're running out of time. Mr. Blue Wave called in. He said it's a blue wave coming. He said the Democrats are taking over. Hey, it's America. It might happen. It may. Hey, they don't have to win that many seats in the House. We could have made that harder. Instead, we made it harder on us. Don't know why. Democrats opposing ICE funding, that's not news. We expect that right now. Now, 20 years ago, we wouldn't have. 25 years ago, we wouldn't have. 30 years ago, we wouldn't have. I could keep going. But Republicans watering down ICE funding under a Republican president who all ran on the same thing, who these very Republicans are saying they support the president's efforts. Yeah, I think that kind of is a big deal. It's at least news. Because if the goal is to avoid a shutdown, fine. But don't pretend. Just so disrespectful to we the people. Don't pretend this bill fully aligns with Trump's immigration agenda, because it doesn't. Say that out loud, though. Own it. Just own that. Own it. But don't pretend. Fix what can be fixed. Absolutely. Force Democrats to vote against enforcement cleanly, not behind procedural fog. That's what we have right now. A bunch of procedural fog. If Republicans lose this fight, I'm telling you, it's not going to be because of math. It's going to be because of messaging confusion and really that overwhelmingly, at least the majority. I don't want to say overwhelmingly, but most people want a safe community. Hiding from that fact is both political malpractice right now. If you read the room, look at the environment, but it's also a true neglect of the duties that they have. This is one of the few federal obligations, immigration. There are laws on the books. So we're going to take a tiny little break. When we get back, man, stick around. I'm telling you, we're going to do it, Q. We're going to go to that next topic. He's been waiting. Let's go. On TikTok. Hey, I appreciate you. Rumble, YouTube, X. Let's see here. Neighborhood Grassman. I know this man. Hey guys, how's it going? It's going great. And it's going better. Yeah, it's going better now that we have all this diversity here. I love that. Multiple folks. See, we're diverse. I don't know where that came from. But once I said it, I had to make it make sense, I guess, What's up, TikTok? Hey, guys, we're in a commercial break. Got about 3 minutes left. Everybody, if you're local here in the Lafayette, Louisiana, let me finish my public service announcement to the folks. If you haven't noticed, in the Lafayette, Louisiana area, it is raining. Did you do traffic? Yeah, you did it earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, not this segment.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, if you heard the traffic report, But, yeah, man, it's going to be cold. So, listen, if you have pets, here's my public service announcement. If you have pets, bring them in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it. A lot of pets are outside pets. I get it. But, in the elements, if you can. If you can't, there should be a shelter open, probably Brown Park, I would imagine, if you're in the Acadiana area. That is usually so. Yeah, I know. I can't spit it out. I've been talking. Guys, we're on a tiny little break. When we get back, so we're going to go into, huh?
Topic 4.
Oh, that's where you want to go? Okay. Oh, I thought you wanted to go to follow the money. The protest lady?
I completely take back what I said. I want to go to follow the money.
Yeah, this is outrageous. But hey guys, so we're about to talk about in the next segment. We're going to talk about it's the same old thing, different program, different person, different abuse, different fake. Kind of like the BLM stuff. Who doesn't want equality? Most people want that. Okay, not equal plus, because that's not equality, and all this equity, not equal. Your definition of equity. If I put you up against 99 other people, I'd have 100 different definitions of equity.
Yep.
So I don't know about all that, but I do know that most of us want everybody to have an equal shot, no matter what you got. I was about to go on a roll, and you See, this is the cool thing about TikTok and Rumble. We can just shoot the change. Anywho, all right, guys, let's bring the rest of the world in, shall we? All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also, go check out on my X page at Josh Guillory USA and on rumble.com, the Josh Guillory Show. Hey, this segment brought to you by Kishbaugh Construction. My boy Kish over there, man. Great American. Thank you so much. Great participation in the community. Kishbaugh Construction. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Let's see here. I happen to know those folks very well. Did some work for me. Awesome. So, follow the money. We've been waiting, we've been waiting to cover this one. And I'm telling you, you can interchange the names. Am I right? You can interchange the agencies. You can interchange whatever it is, but the highway of fraud is still the highway of fraud.
Amen. And it runs through
Minnesota. Jeez. Right on the Canadian border. Do you think they know what's going on?
I think that if they watch Tim Walz give a speech, they're going to build their own wall. Which is funny because it's Tim Walz. We will be all about building the walls.
Be walls. Walls, wall. All right. Yeah, there we go. So, all right. Remember the whole Minnesota church disruption? You remember that? About this little group? That is definitely not protesting. That is intimidation. That is, I'll use a term, a form of bullying enhanced. I mean, that crosses the line. Going into a place of worship, whatever it is, place where people genuinely held religious beliefs, that crosses a line that most Americans would not tolerate, no matter what part of the political spectrum we find ourselves on. Well, one of the organizers behind the whole church disruption group is Nakima Levy Armstrong, civil rights lawyer, activist, public face of the protest. Well, She also ran an anti-poverty nonprofit for 6 years. Did you know that? She's busy. She's busy. Here's how that worked. So over 6 years, took a few little notes. Over 6 years, her organization brought in more than $5.2 million in revenue. During that same period, it gave out about $700,000 in grants. I'm going to say that again. Now, if you're driving, be careful. Blood pressure's going to go up. $5.2 million brought in, okay, in 6 years. It's a nonprofit. Sure, it's helping a lot of folks. Until we see this, only $700,000 went out. Then, you form it, they call it grants, but went out to the public, went out to the folks that say they need it. And a lot of people do. Hey, nonprofits, I'm not anti-nonprofit. I'm not anti-non-government organizations, NGOs. None of them are the same. None of them should be at the federal level. None of them should be at the state level. 100% of them should be at the local level. That is where the rubber meets the road. Now, I'm saying that, and as I'm saying out loud, okay, I'll compromise. Some of it can be at the state level because maybe you don't have the administration infrastructure like a rural county that maybe just doesn't have the staff to do that. Okay, cool. We'll meet in the middle. But my goodness, this big government mentality that both parties give to the monster who rarely, if ever, gives back. We gave this group the revenue that went to the nonprofit, $5.2 million, okay? Armstrong personally took home over $1 million in salary and benefits. Hey, it's tough. It's tough running this group. Doggone it. Got speeches to make. Got some emails. In 2024 alone, the nonprofit awarded about $158,000 in grants. Armstrong made over $215,000 in salary plus benefits. Makes sense. That pattern repeats year after year. But we should not be shocked here. Is anybody listening or watching shocked? No one's shocked. Is it? No one's shocked. There's no way you're shocked. It's interesting, but there's no way you're shocked because this is the modern activist economy. It's an industry. It is as much, it's not a market because you got truly winners and losers chosen. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. This is modern activists, the modern activist industry. I'm not even calling it a profession because that implies certain things. Rage up front, nonprofit in the middle, money flowing upward. The vicious cycle. The vicious cycle. The same activist now helps organize church disruptions, defends invading worship services while they're going on, praises convicted cop killers online, leads boycotts against private companies. How in the world do you call that grassroots? That is professional activism. You are getting paid and you're taking money from other people that believe in the cause. And $215,000 salary, geez, on other people's money for nothing given, that's a lot. How many, well, I was going to say how many small donors do they have, but probably not a lot. I bet you.
Definitely not.
No, we don't have enough time to go into why I say that. But guess what? If I'm wrong or right, it doesn't matter. The fact that you're getting that much salary, you brought in that much revenue over 6 years, and you've only given out $700,000, $5.2 million, and you've given out $700,000. That's the kind of example that fuels the fire of people not wanting to give the government money. And look, this is a combination. This is not. I don't want to I don't want to conflict the two, okay? This is a nonprofit that got all this from donations, things like that. But all of this professional activism, it connects directly back to the ICE funding fight that we just talked about. Because for some people, chaos is not a bug. It is the business model. It is the new industry. If enforcement works, think about it. Think about this. If enforcement works, donations dry up. If borders stabilize, outrage, what does it do? It fades, goes away. And if order returns, the spotlight moves on. So enforcement must be framed as evil. ICE must be portrayed as rogue, these rogue criminals violating your constitutional rights. I am certain there's probably some federal agent out there violating someone's rights, and that person should be held accountable. But for the most part, my goodness, they're enforcing federal law. Let them do their job. Let them protect you. But all this, that messes up their model, though. Because what are they? They have to have this. Church becomes targets. Nonprofits keep cashing the checks. We've seen this. And that's why all of these topics today kind of go together. Congress dithers. Activists escalate and escalate and escalate. Rage. The same people preaching justice keep profiting. You ever notice that? Once you see that pattern, once we see that pattern, and we're starting to see it over and over, so it's more and more recognizable, there will be more good that comes out of all this nonsense than bad. I'm convinced of that. It might take time. But once we see the pattern, a lot of things make sense. And we start piecing things together. And the more and more we talk about it, because it doesn't matter the party that's doing this is anti-American when this stuff happens. And that's why voters are tired of the noise and hungry for results, and maybe we'll talk about that when we get back. Stick around, guys. Phone lines are going to be wide open, and I can't wait. Oh, they can't hear me. I'm sitting here talking to Rumble like, I love you guys, and
I thought you were talking to TikTok.
I'm always talking to TikTok because you got the most raw. We don't hide from TikTok. What's up, Rumble? That's all I was saying. Oh, I need to go do something real quick. Do I have time? Yeah. I do have a day job. Quentin, talk to the fine folks. I got to go call the office. It turns into a night job, too, by the way.
I believe it. Man, it is raining out here in Lafayette, Louisiana today. And we are expecting some cold weather over the weekend. Remember the importance of covering your plants, bringing your pets inside. Remember, if you don't want to be outside, neither do they. But this fraud stuff that's happening in Minnesota, specifically in the Twin Cities, is absolutely crazy. How is it that almost every single day there's a new story coming out talking about ongoing fraud in the Twin Cities, typically from one particular community? And how is it that it all ties back to ICE and the ongoing protest against ICE? It's absolutely wild to me. $5 million and only $700,000 made it where it should have went. How did that happen? Less than 20%, 25% of those funds went where they were supposed to. That means it's 75% overhead for that nonprofit. That's crazy to me. That's not a nonprofit, that's a racket. And it's being funded by people who have good intentions. But it's like that quote from Jurassic Park. Some of the worst things in human history were done with the greatest of intentions. Intention matters to a degree, but outcome matters far more. If you're donating to an organization to achieve an outcome, and instead of that outcome being achieved, those funds end up in the pocketbooks of the leaders of that organization, that's a problem. You gave money with intent, that intent wasn't followed through with. That's absolutely wild to me. Guys, we'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on rumble.com. Let me check you out over there. Check out that app chat going on Rumble, the Rumble chat. I apologize. Hey guys, let me tell you about C-Safe. When strength matters, when custom matters, when failure's not an option, C-Safe delivers. SEA, just like the ocean. C-Safe FRP products are engineered to resist corrosion, reduce maintenance, outlast the competition in the harshest environments. We know about that. From offshore platforms to wastewater treatment plants, everywhere in between. C-Safe, they deliver. Their products are American-made. They're manufactured right here in Acadiana by American workers. Check them out, csafe.com, SEA, just like the ocean. Mr. Blue Wave, I'm thinking of you. He said the SEA C-Safe FRP products need to be on his Blue Wave. No, it's a red wave. Hey, I'll just take maintain wave. Just keep us in charge. All right, let's see here. Let's go Trump. Yeah, oh, by the way, phone lines are open, 232-1542, 844-766-6607. Shout out to all of our viewing audience outside of the Acadiana area. Always enjoy seeing when you guys pop up, man. Thank y'all. All right, 1 year back in office. And the way to judge this presidency, I think, is kind of simple. It's the same way you judge any presidency. What has moved? You know, the whole 100-day thing, that's blown out of water now. It's become its own little deal. And it was created way back in the day when rules are different. I mean, the executive order, that was kind of like never used the way that FDR used it. Until Trump came in. Trump 2.0. I take that back. He pretty much told Congress what the policy is, and Congress, who is his party, is in charge, won't codify, won't write into law the executive orders. I don't know why. You don't want to name it FAFO? Cool. You can name it the Egg Labeling Act. I don't care. He ain't listening. Let's go to the phone lines. Who are we going to? Just Warren. What's up, Warren?
Well, Obama wasn't a citizen of the United States, and this is where all that trouble come from. And now, Bill Cassidy, Benedict Arnold, hey, he gonna pull another Cleo Fields on the people against the people of Louisiana. They're gonna buy their way into that election. And another thing is Obama and them, they getting subpoenas right now. They're saying they're not legitimate. Boy, I'd love to hear what the conversation's going on at their house. I bet you they going through cases. It depends. Thank you, Josh.
Warren. All right, let's see here. Let's go to Stephen. What's up, Stephen? Thanks for calling in, my friend. What you got today, baby? Bring the heat.
Oh, well, I want to remark on something. I think, once again, the Republicans have, the right wing has added more things for us to worry about. We can't use our phone when we're driving. Now they're going to lock people up without any, all these mandatory DWI charges. Mandatory 10 days. But what's so bad about that? Let me explain to you. It doesn't include just alcohol. You could be taking some medicine and be impaired and not know it, and you're going to fight. You're going to be getting a lot of complaints about a lot of old people. They're going to be getting locked up.
Yeah, no, I hear. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Hey, Stephen, all good points. Yeah. And look, thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. I definitely will opine, and I appreciate that. Hey, look, I want you to dive really deep into what Stephen's saying, though, because there is a very big libertarian component to that. I don't know if, like I said, you can line 100 people up, ask them what conservative means. You'll get 100 different definitions. That's the problem with labels. But but the argument is, well, hey, government, and I get what he's saying. Hey, well, how can you be conservative? You're saying government, get out of my backyard, get out of my business, get out of my bedroom, get out of everything. And now you're in my car. Look, that's a good point. Now, the DWI stuff, I was interesting, but he is not wrong on the whole. And I will tell you this, I'll give you a public service announcement. Be careful on the medication you're on. Look at that package insert. If you're not supposed to drive on it per that, don't do it. Or talk to your doctor and talk to your lawyer. That's what I would say. Talk to your medical doctor first, then talk to your doctor that's licensed in the jurisdiction that you are living in. There you go. That was good. Good public service announcement. See, I care. All right, let's go, Renee. What you got, baby?
Yeah, I want to say them party crashers trespassing, breaking the law on private property, Don Lemon and his gang. I mean, if they went to them immigrant churches, the way them immigrants in their culture, they go to the hood and Don be stuck, maybe limping back to his husband to try to blurt out sweet nothings if he went mess with the immigrants at their church. I'm just saying, Snowflake people can't do nothing, especially some people's hands are tied behind their backs.
Hey, thanks, Renee. I didn't know Don Lemon was there. I looked at Quinn, he's like, yep, 100% confirmed. You're 100% confirmed?
100%.
Dang, Don Lemon, former CNN anchor, had his own show. And he's from Louisiana. Come on now. Your mama didn't teach you better? I know she did. I mean, I would think. I would imagine. But guess what? You're a grown-up. You know better than that. And public figure like that, come on. A lot of people look up to you. A lot of people admire your thoughts and share validly in the beliefs, even if, I might not agree with them, but geez, you're never going to win people over. And I say this to people that believe in what I believe in too, us conservatives. You're never going to win people over. No one's going to listen to thought under some of these circumstances. Storming into a church. Who the heck's going to listen to you? You are losing credibility, not gaining. Minimal. Anywho, let's go to this caller who's been very patient. Caller, thank you for holding. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Josh and Q, this is Nicky from E-Town, formerly known as Little Havana.
Hey! I love it, man. What's happening?
Remember that Little Havana way back in the 70s?
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, I know of it.
Well, this ICE funding thing.
Yes, tell me.
Little do the liberals know, because the liberal Democrats are gaslighting their own people. During the Big Beautiful Bill, it's codified that $75 billion of funding for ICE is in that bill for 4 years.
There you go. There you go.
So they're just gaslighting their own people.
Yep.
For nothing.
It's part of the
funded.
Absolutely. Hey, and then fundraise off of it, and then campaign off of it, and then fundraise some more off of it, and then campaign some more off of it. And it's not like they don't have certain large media outlets that are in their pocket. Not saying all media outlets. I'm saying not all media outlets. It's just for whatever reason, the national guys, even after being called out on it for so many years now, seems to still be gravitating towards that. But maybe it's getting better. But that was shocking. Don Lemon.
Yep.
In the church.
Yep. And defended his actions after.
How? What'd he say?
He said that why can't they go into a church if ICE can terrorize a community? And I'm like, that just doesn't work.
Hey, how many Democrats were in there? How many people agree with hey, Don, how many people in that church actually agree with your policy?
Exactly.
They are offended now. You just totally disrespected them in the most vulnerable state that they could possibly be in their sincere worship. That was quite interesting. I did not expect to hear that. Renee, you broke the news to me, and then Quentin confirmed it. There you go. See, we're a team here. I am nothing without this audience on this show. Thank you for carrying the weight. I certainly appreciate you. Hey, guys, thank y'all so much, man. We had a great 2 hours. Stick around for Wellness Wednesday. It's right after this. Man, be careful out there. God bless you, and be kind.